versus movie. Movie versus movie. Movie versus movie. Movie versus movie.
Wow.
Okay.
We see how you see you.
All right. So we've started recording, and off mic, I just made a huge mistake. So we're starting this over
Huge
again.
mistake.
Huge mistake.
Massive error. Unforced blunder.
Yeah, and honestly, if you want to find out what it was, go to the Patreon, become a sponsor. Welcome back to Culture Boys. This month we have our special guest with us. Special guest, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, it's me, Franco. I'm from Tabletop,
Yeah.
the other podcast that Nick does.
Hello. And my trusty co-host.
Hello, it's Patrick from Movie versus Movie. This
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh man, the podcast crossover I've always wished for. We're just talking about all the things that we've been consuming in the last month. So what have you guys been watching? What have you guys been doing? What have you guys been reading, listening to? Anything?
Yeah. I was just telling you, Nick, about Kevin Can Go F Himself.
Yes. Have you heard about this, Patrick?
I have. I've not watched it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's really interesting because it's sort of like the premise is that it's about a woman who's very unhappy in her marriage, but it's filmed in two different ways. Like half of it feels like a prestige drama where she is like trying to get through all of her problems and she's kind of spiraling. And then the other half is kind of filmed like a multi-camera sitcom with like,
a la Kevin James.
a la like King of Queens. And so it's like funny because of that. Like the sort of like the juxtaposition is very funny and jarring, but then like her sort of storyline is like very I don't know. I guess it's like both poignant, but it's also very like dramatic. It's not like sad or harsh or anything like that. But she does get into some shit.
Yeah, the way that you put it to me was, what if you actually had to be married to Kevin James?
Exactly.
So I think that's great. So how many
recommend.
episodes are you in?
Like 3 or 4 maybe.
And it starts strong?
Yeah, I think it starts strong. I think just the little conceit, the little game is just so good that it just like the smash cut to her like
Sobbing.
No, it's more like, you know, I think like it's like the very opening thing, like they're all like joking around on the sitcom set and then she walks out of the room, switch to prestige drama, and she smashes a beer mug on the counter because she feels so like trapped and insulted and belittled or whatever in the other scene. And she's like bleeding and stuff. And it's just like really like, God. I'm just like, oh my God. And it's Annie Murphy from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
So I still don't know what her real voice sounds like because she does an accent on that one too. This one is set in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Yeah, so it has a Boston accent, right?
It's very Massachusetts too.
Worcester.
It was filmed everywhere but Worcester, but it was basically like every other town in Massachusetts was playing Worcester.
That's funny. I kind of grew up on those. There were so many of them too, and I'm thinking back on them, and it's like there's that other one that's like the guy from The Good Place. That's like the
Ted Danson?
Ted Danson.
No, not Ted Danson. The guy it's a small bit part, but he's like essentially the mailroom guy.
The mailroom
and
guy.
he like they have to go through him to get back to the real world essentially, and he's like, hey, like I'm not letting you through or whatever, and they give him like a little frog because he loves frogs. Anyone?
Who could it be?
Do
you know what the show
it
was?
was somebody that was on a big sitcom about a husband. Ray Romano.
No, not Ray Romano. It was two. There was two of them. There was this tall, skinny, black-haired guy, and this guy who's like kind of balding, a little bit heavier set. And Dharma and Greg.
Oh my God!
Do you remember?
Whoa,
Yes.
okay.
What is that guy's name? I know who you're talking about.
But
now.
there was Dharma and Greg. There was King of
Wow.
Queens. There was Everyone Loves Raymond.
Oh my God, Everyone Loves Raymond. That was I think that's the only one apart from The Simpsons, and I guess Family Guy. I did watch Family Guy for a little bit. You have to admit it. You can't just pretend like you never watched Family Guy.
No, Family Guy's
enjoy
good
it.
again. Family Guy's cool now.
Really? Is it really?
It's back, yeah. Family Guy's funny now.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
not really. I don't know. It's still on, I think.
Why you
No.
triple fake it?
Well, I was like,
I think
Patrick, I
it's
don't
kind
even
of-
know you. Wow, you really gave me a head fake there. Wow.
I got grounded for watching Family Guy the one time.
Oh,
No
shit.
way.
Yeah, my
The
parents-
one time you watched it
Nah.
once and never again.
Yeah, I swore off it then.
Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
All their entire first season, all of the episodes had the word death in it.
A Family Guy?
A Family Guy. All of the every episode of the first season.
Oh, I thought you meant.
Sorry, I said it
F
wrong.
himself. I was
no.
That's dark.
No.
I speaking of dark, I've been watching I did watch all of Chimp Crazy.
Oh God.
Terrifying.
You and Chimp Crazy.
I can't stress how
you went Chimp Crazy.
I did. I went Chimp Crazy. I went Chimp Crazy squared. But like this show is the most compelling television. Like I do not watch television well. I get super anxious. I get kind of like and I want to leave and do other things.
So this is a great show for you.
It was a great show for me.
Sorry, I mean this show that we're recording right now.
Oh yeah. It's perfect. Well, it's just like because with television, the things that I really can get into and just sort of enjoy are things like Gilmore Girls. Like we watch and talk about Gilmore Girls, and that one is perfect because you know nothing hugely bad is going to happen. On the far other end of the spectrum, you know something hugely bad is probably going to
like Breaking
happen
Bad.
in Chimp Crazy, and I still was okay
Crazy,
with it. But Breaking Bad, I couldn't do it. I don't know why.
Was it because it was like a it's a docu-series, right? Does that help for you?
I think it does. I think that it's real, and it's like I guess there's like a layer of processing that I'm like, this isn't something that's supposed to move me emotionally. This is something that really happened. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're not moved by things that happen in the real world?
No. Oh man, I'm not saying this right.
But I feel like it also is supposed to move. You know, they write it in a way that it does.
Right, but
it's
like everything's real, but they have constructed it in such a way.
Absolutely.
That, there's a hand that stirs this pot.
Yes, but I feel like it's trying to make a persuasive argument, rather than tell a story. Do you know what I mean?
I guess.
Because the argument is don't own chimps. Like nobody should own chimps.
That's fair.
And we're still doing it in a narrative way. I'm going to argue with you about it.
Okay. Well, does that mean I can finally get you to watch it?
I will watch it. I just don't have whatever it's on.
Oh, HBO? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have HBO. We're in austerity measures right now.
Damn. What about you, Patrick? Will you watch it?
Maybe. True crime. See, I'm the opposite of you. Documentary stuff bums me out.
Really?
A lot of true crime stuff really bums me out.
I'm more okay with it. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I personally don't mind it. I can definitely see how like it can be very affecting.
Yeah.
There was like I'll Be Gone in the Night.
That's so sad. Alice was like sobbing for like weeks. Yeah.
Or The Jinx though.
The Jinx amazing.
Rules.
Yeah.
Love The Jinx.
We were talking about The Jinx Part 2 on earlier
I haven't watched Part 2.
Really? It is amazing.
Again, austerity measures.
Yeah. Patrick, we were talking about how he has to know that he's funny.
Yeah,
he has to know that he's charming in some way because some of the choices he makes is straight out of like an improv set. Where you're like, in The Jinx Part 2, there's a thing where he's like, every time he calls from prison, he'll be like, "Do you wish to receive this collect call from?" And then it leaves a little bit of space for him to say his name. Yeah, and he always goes, "Bob." And it's like the fucking weirdest choice if you don't think that you're kind of funny and weird.
Yeah, he's got to know.
He's got to know.
He's got to know. He's such a bonkers guy.
He's so bonkers, dude. I don't get it.
What a cool, chill guy.
Yeah.
Shame what happened to him.
Yeah, we're
on his side.
Yeah, we're jinx truthers. We're jinxers.
We're flat jinxers.
Yo, I saw this lady on the train today that had like a tattoo that had it was like a city skyline with like fire on it, and it said something about like the truth or something like that.
Ooh.
Wait.
What could that mean?
Like, was it the New York skyline?
I don't know. It was hard to tell, but it was really
freaky, dude.
It was really weird.
Huh.
Crazy to get a tattoo of it.
Yeah.
You
must be really passionate.
Something like the truth is out there, or like not that specifically.
Maybe it's an X-Files
something like
tattoo.
the truth. It was something about like the truth, or like no. It was. I remember now. It was believe, but then the word lie was highlighted inside of the word believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Patrick. What do you think that means?
I don't know. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
But it was definitely It was the same as the city skyline one, because that could also be one where like you go through a bad breakup and you're like, fucking get.
It was definitely a city skyline. I don't know if it was the New York City skyline post or pre 9/11, but it was a city skyline and it was on fire.
It's fucking weird. Dude.
So if that person misconnection.
Oh my God.
That's my tangent.
That's your tangent. Yeah. Okay. Patrick, what have you been doing?
I've been watching a good amount of Jeopardy lately.
New or old?
So the thing was, for a while, it kind of came back. For a while, there were good quality YouTube rips of that day's show that you could find easily on YouTube, and then they started cracking down on them.
Damn.
And now they've been coming back again, but they always end with like 4 minutes of like the most something just completely unexpected. I don't know if it's people like streaming or what, but it's always like
It's gotta
one
be,
time
right?
it was like somebody on their like on a farm with a bunch of sheep. The one was like
Wait,
some
what?
pet hamsters. One was somebody reading some religious text.
Nice.
So, and they're trying to like farm views by saying it's Jeopardy.
No, it's the whole episode, and then it ends, and
With
then
like a
it's
4-minute
and then
clip
it's like
of-
4 minutes of that. Yeah.
Does that clip ever like resolve in any kind of way, or is it just like it just suddenly stops?
Like the
I
old
don't know,
woman
Aaron
looks up
always-
to you and looks up at you and is like, "The demon is coming for you."
Aaron always makes me turn it off because she's scared. She's like, something bad is gonna happen.
so
at
you
the
actually
end of
don't
this
know what
video.
happens at the end.
Yeah, so we turn it off after Jeopardy. But then occasionally too, there'll be like a random. It feels like it is somebody like streaming and they have multiple windows open because a random ad will come on like
it'll be,
twice
like,
as
clicked
loud as the Jeopardy episode.
Yeah.
So there's like a.
It's funny. That makes me think of like, remember like back in the day, like watching VHS rips
Yes,
of things.
yeah.
My cousin did that with Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, and
Hell
he
yeah.
he recorded it off of Cartoon Network.
I
and
did
he,
that too,
And he
dude.
perfectly cut out the commercial once, like in one of the things. It's like, wow, clean.
That, yeah.
It's an art.
Yeah.
Do you, when you watch Jeopardy, do you like to play along at home?
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah.
But
Do
I-
you ever win?
There are definitely times when I've known the final Jeopardy and the people don't get it. And I'm like,
Nice.
you fucking idiot. That's
That'd be a great feeling.
Even I got it.
feels, but for like on streaming they have the like Jeopardy Masters tournament, which is like the really good people, and those are the people that you get. There's like all. I feel like you get into the lore of it too, because there's personalities on Jeopardy that they like try to push too, and so they do all these Masters tournaments to get those people back because they want it to be more like a kind of reality show type thing.
I actually know 2 people that went on Jeopardy.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Did they win?
I think one of them had like 2 episodes. Maybe I'm wrong. Wes Hazard, he's a Brooklyn comedian, so it's fine if I just say his name because he's a public figure in a way. But yeah, he was on it, and then this other person I knew from college, Chelsea, she was also on it.
Cool.
So I was like, oh shit. I guess
Were
she's
you
smart.
rooting for or against them?
I didn't watch their episodes. I don't really watch Jeopardy. I don't have anything against it. It's just I never.
The opposite of
have
love isn't
ever-
hate; it's indifference.
That's true. It's not. I don't watch a lot of game shows apart from reality TV where everyone is screaming at each other and
Yeah.
competing for love.
That's fair. I think Jeopardy just is like the perfect show, especially watching a YouTube rip with no ads, because it's just 20 minutes. Like they move through it.
Oh,
And
shit, yeah.
A lot of times
That
I'll
is fast.
skip they'll do the little interview part, which is fine. A lot of times I'll skip that because
Yeah.
I don't care. What I will say though is Ken Jennings
Is a scab.
is a scab and
Crossed the picket line.
Oh, that fucking
and-
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, did he
Ken
actually
Jennings-
cross the? He actually crossed the picket
Yeah, he
line
crossed the
during
picket
the.
line.
yeah, Ken
Oh, wow.
Jennings, he sucks. My issue with him is like Alex Trebek. Alex Trebek would never have gone on Jeopardy, and so there was a remove where he could make. he
Oh,
was.
I see.
He was
Yeah.
above. Like he could make fun of the people a little
Yeah.
bit in the thing.
There
but
was
when-
status that he
Yeah,
had.
yeah, and he was cool too. Like Ken Jennings doesn't have that at all, and he kind of tries to like be funny and stuff, and it doesn't work.
You know
as
who'd be
well.
a great show for Jeopardy? Wes Hazard.
Just putting that out there.
He's a really charming guy.
Yeah, I feel like you're so right about Alex Trebek. He was like above it all. He's above the fray.
Yeah.
He was kind of a jokester, wasn't he?
Yeah,
like
he
had
would
like
clown him. He'd
Yeah,
clown
he
him
would
if
clown
he
him a
did.
little bit. It's pretty funny.
I also love when they would get it wrong. He'd be like, "Ooh." Yeah. He was like, "This is like your thing," and you
He's
just
like,
got that
I actually
wrong.
know all of the answers. So what are you guys doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek.
Yeah, he's a real one. I actually do really like. There's a competition show that I really loved. Oh, actually, we also watched The Mole. Have you guys ever watched The
Oh
Mole?
my god, the mole is fucking
Mole
great.
No,
season
what
2.
is the? What?
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, so Patrick, the way it works, and correct me.
Actually, The Mole doesn't make any fucking sense. So, like, you talk about The Mole, explain The Mole, but
Yeah.
then like I also want to talk about how it doesn't make any fucking it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't think the game works as a game.
Yeah. So The Mole is essentially the predecessor to Traitors, if you've heard of Traitors.
I've heard of Traitors, but I know nothing about it.
It's essentially Mafia, where there is somebody in the group who is working essentially for the show, and if they can convince everyone else that everyone else is the mole, then they win all of the money.
Wait, can I explain this a different way?
Yeah, of course.
So it's a competition game show. There's 12 contestants. Everyone's trying to build this pot, and so every mission that they go on adds money to the pot.
Okay.
But there's somebody on the team who's the mole who's trying to sabotage it. At the end of every mission, they take a quiz to see who knows who the mole is, and they'll ask very obtuse questions like, what car was the mole in? Because they'll split up into 2 cars sometimes. What shoes was the mole wearing?
Right.
Like stuff like that, or like what color is the mole's hair? Stuff like that. So it's like basically whoever knows the least about the mole gets eliminated. So therefore, like the mole always gets all the answers right? So they're always still in the game. Basically, by the end of it, the mole's goal is to like take as much money out of the pot as possible. So like sabotage to like not earn the team any money, and at the end, the winner is whoever guesses who the mole is, or whoever answers the most of the questions on the quiz right about the mole.
Yeah.
And the mole wins if they successfully fool both of the remaining players. It's like a top 3.
Yeah.
The thing that I think doesn't make sense is kind of like, what? Like, why? Why? What? Like, what though? Like, why does like if I were the mole, I would just pretend to play normally, and then they would never guess it was me, and then they would never like.
Yeah,
why
but the mole gets the money that he takes out of the pot. So
is that true?
Yeah. So
you have to take risks.
Yeah. So it's basically like you could throw the game a lot and make more money.
I feel like that's not explained in the text of the show.
Is this like a Taskmaster situation where it's like minor celebrities,
or season is.
So the original version of the mole that aired like I don't know, like on FX 90s, or Fox or something like that, like way back
early
in the day,
2000s.
Had like Andy Dick on it or whatever, like Kathy Griffin, that type of shit, like that type of tier celebrity. But this new version of it just has like normal ass people. The first season of this new iteration though had 2 guys that later appeared on like dating shows that later came up. That was just like an Infinity War, like Avengers version of like Netflix. Everybody from every Netflix property. That's right. Even
I remember that. Was it the villain one?
It was Perfect Match.
Perfect Match. But there's another one that they're doing that's
Perfect
like
Match is something else. It's also a great dating show.
Because
I'm a big fan of dating shows.
Okay, have you watched? Wait, sorry, Nick.
No, I mean, all I was gonna say was that there is a thing called like Perfect Villain or something where it's like all of the villains from all of the like the reality shows.
Okay, that's fun.
The edits that turn them into villains, and they all gather to one show. But I have not heard anything about that otherwise.
You know what that reminds me of? Did y'all ever watch like The Real World or Road Rules or like The Challenge and stuff? All the MTV reality shows.
The Challenge. Alice will kill me for saying this, but she does watch The Challenge.
Why will she kill you? She should be proud.
She's like, I watch.
Wave that flag.
She's basically like, not all reality TV is garbage. Some of this is good TV. However, the Challenge is garbage.
But she does watch it. Oh, okay.
Wow. Well, it was, but that's what it was. It was they would bring in all the. Well, like I guess they would do like Real World. It was basically like All Stars. But I guess it's kind of started with Real World, which is just like people living their lives and having jobs.
There was a Real World Road Rules challenge. I do remember that show.
A Real World Road Rules.
Yeah, like they would compete against each other.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like
they turned into like a competition show. But that was the kind of thing.
Don't
so
these
you'd
guys
get
have an
these
advantage?
personalities coming back from like earlier seasons.
Everyone thought the Marvel did it first, but it was actually Real World and The Challenge.
It's really hard to say. Real World Road Rules Challenge.
Real World Road Rules Challenge.
Yeah, I feel like I've been in the last 2 years have been watching a lot more reality television. I still really can't do it because the amount that these people love to fight with each other, like I don't actually find that soothing. And I want to ask you guys, how does watching a piece of reality TV feel for you? Because I was talking about this with Alice, and Alice was like, it relaxes me to watch like Real Housewives, and seeing these women fight with each other is just like slipping into a warm bath. And I am like, this is the most stressful thing in my entire life.
Like when I watch a reality TV show, I am like hyped. if there's a fight.
You're like ready to.
Yeah, like the drama's like I jump up, I'm like hell yeah, start pacing, like
Get his
yeah, beat him
ass.
up, get his ass.
You're like a lion
Yeah.
pacing in the cage.
Yeah, I mean, like I think that this is so. Yeah, it doesn't calm me or soothe me, but I do enjoy it.
I don't know. There was one of the first full episodes of The Real Housewives I watched. It was like Potomac or something, and they were in this like apple orchard cidery, and a woman grabbed another woman's weave and then just started punching her in the face.
No.
Just boom, boom,
No, I don't
boom.
like that.
And then they like
That's violent.
separated
I
them
like-
out, and like one of them like went to the car, and the producers were trying to stop the other one because she was chasing her, trying to get back into a fight with her. And I was like, this is insane.
That's
That's too much.
That's the stuff I like. The episodes where people are like, "Oh my god!" I feel like regular base level reality. I don't know. I feel like there's a like competition reality stuff. I like better.
Yeah.
Base level like Housewives reality, where it's just like look at these people's lives.
Yeah.
That bums me out.
Yeah.
But when they fight, then I'm into it. When it's just them doing the like mundane
Like the
shit
sad
that they
part of
do.
it.
Yeah, I love competition reality shows. Like I liked Project Runway before Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn left, because these people are talented people who are making something.
Yeah, I love a show like that.
Yeah.
The Bake Off, the Pottery
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, all of those are really cool.
The
because-
glass blowing one,
Yeah.
which is kind of
One.
like, what are the criteria here?
Yeah, the only one that I ever was like, I'm not so sure ethically about this one, was the tattoo one, where they would
That
bring.
one's funny.
They would bring canvases in, and I'm using air quotes for the podcast listeners, which are people who have signed up for a free tattoo, but they don't get to choose what the tattoo is.
Why don't they like get a? Sorry, this is also bad. Like I was like the first thing I thought was like, why don't they just get like a pig corpse?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't know.
Not as interesting.
I don't know if people
the
like
stakes
that.
aren't high enough.
The TV censors are like, I don't know, should we really be showing people tattooing dead pigs?
Sorry, I just wanted to bring this clip up that I saw. It was from a reality show, like one of these like housewives shows or whatever, and it's a woman takes off her prosthetic leg and throws it over the table.
The only thing that's fake about me is my leg. That was wild.
What is that from? Is
It's
that
from
real?
Real Housewives. It's
That's amazing.
I think maybe New York. I don't know, but yeah, she has a prosthetic leg.
That's so
Someone's
good.
accusing her of being a fake,
So
and
funny.
she says, and I'm getting this secondhand from Alice, so you'll have to ask her. But she was like, Alice was saying how it was so clearly a rehearsed line that she had thought of like a while ago and was like waiting to use. And it's just like a wild thing.
It might be something that she says all the time. It should be amazing.
She's just constantly.
That's her catchphrase. The only fake thing about me is my leg.
I do love that they all like are like, I gotta come up with my catchphrase.
Yeah.
Gotta come up with a catchphrase.
One of my favorite little games that Alice and I play is literally we pretend to come up with Real Housewives taglines for just like random groups of people, and
Yeah.
it's very fun.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at it, but like it's hard in the moment. You always are like, wow, these catchphrases sound so stupid. If, like who writes these? But it's actually pretty hard to come up with them.
So what? I need more context. In
Please
the
throw some
actual
out.
show, do they have a catchphrase?
Yeah. So every
Or,
time,
yeah, I always
like,
eat and leave no crumbs.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like one person's name is Whitney Rose, and she's like, she's like, don't mess with this rose because you'll get the thorns or
They
something like that.
just say this
you know?
in normal conversation.
No,
or
no,
in
they
the
have it.
talking
It's
head?
like basically like in the intro.
okay.
They
Yeah.
have these
They'll
little,
like they'll like
Okay.
turn.
yeah,
Okay.
and they're always holding something. Like in Salt Lake City, they're holding like a
A plastic baby Jesus.
no, a Latter-day
golden
Saint.
plates.
No. No, it's like a snowflake, and then like in Orange County, they're holding like an orange and stuff like that. So it's
Why is
stupid.
there a snowflake in the?
Is it snowy in Utah? I don't know.
That's bad.
It's like that.
Yeah.
They could have taken a second pass on that
Some
one.
golden plates, maybe.
Golden plates.
Like a hat.
A family genealogy. But
I'm gonna hold back from some jokes. that was me holding back from a joke. That was the sound of me not saying a joke.
well, one other thing I wanted to talk about, Franco, was so Patrick Franco has started this thing in our
Who, me?
Discord where it's called like Free Music League or something.
It's Music League.
Music League, and it's basically you invite
Pay for it. It's
It's
Spotify.
not free.
It's not free. You have to have a Spotify subscription.
Yeah.
Is that a joke?
That's so stupid. Anyway, so you gather up a group of people, you all invite them, and then you have these categories that Spotify makes for you, or you can make your own.
No, it's Music League that does it. They're independent from Spotify, but they
why do
use
they-
Spotify to log in
I
and
gotcha.
share the music.
Okay, great.
It's really important
So-
to get the
To get these absolutely right.
understand the APIs and how they work.
But the categories are like, instrumentals or best new music of the year, kind of stuff like that. And then everyone will put in a song that they think is like their version of this.
Their choice of it.
Yeah, their
Ooh,
choice.
okay,
And then
okay.
everyone gets a certain amount of points, and they can like essentially use the points to say like, I agree with this one. I'm going to give this song like 3 points out of 10.
And you
or
can't
whatever.
vote for yourself.
Can't vote for yourself, which is great. And then at the end, after everyone's voted, it like closes down, and you can see the point rankings, and you can see people's comments on your songs and stuff like that. So it's actually like kind of a cool way to share music, and it will make
You
a
can see
playlist
what
for you.
mean thing Rio has to say about your song.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a blast. But I don't know. You and I were talking about this today, and thank God none
Can't wait
of
for
our
this.
friends in that Discord actually listened to this show. But
Wow.
but you were like, I was not a fan of this one, and I was thinking that.
Well,
too.
you didn't submit one, and
I
neither did
didn't.
Rio.
What
Which
was
is
the
great.
category?
It was called
Like
new.
hot new-
It was called new
hotness,
hotness, and it's
yeah.
one of the pre-filled ones that you can just like get from the like you can make up your own, and then they also provide some. The new hotness.
So everything that was
Any
released
song
within
this
within 2024, which we
Okay.
had a little bit of a fight about, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, it was just it was like yes, the text of it says it was within the calendar year of 2024 and
Yeah.
not within the past year.
Yeah.
But you didn't end up submitting anyway. What
I
would you have
didn't.
submitted?
Well, because I had the song that I was going to submit, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, like I don't know about the text of this thing, whether it's allowed or not. I was told no, and I was like, oh, I have to find a new one.
What was
and
the
then
song?
It was,
You didn't
it-
submit it anyway.
Yeah, it was called. It's Dairy is the band, and it's called like. Let me look it up right now.
It's called We Love Milk.
Yep, it's called Who's Laughing
Milk,
Now.
Milk.
It's a cool little song.
Oh, like Laughing Cow.
Yeah.
Who's Laughing Cow?
Who's Laughing
Yeah, Who's
Cow?
Laughing Cow?
By Dairy.
But it's good. It's a good song about being like.
I'll be
a
the judge of
millennial.
that.
But it didn't. Well, but it got disqualified.
It got disqualified because it was released September 2023, and so I was sort of I hit a stumbling block, and then I just wasn't able to refocus up into in
Wow.
time. So
It sounds fun and interesting, but it also I'm like making taste competitive. I
Yeah.
feel like I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
I'd get angry if people didn't pick my song.
I am in a different group from this group. I'm in a second group as well, and like those people do not
taste.
share taste with me.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, but I'm objectively right about
Yeah.
like my song is better.
Well, this was the kind of thing that you were talking about, where you were like,
Yeah.
with the new hotness thing, with it being released in the last year, inherently,
I
it's
don't think a
gonna
lot of our
lean-
friends listen to pop music.
Yeah, it's going to lean towards pop, and not a
Yeah.
lot of our friends do listen to pop. I would say
Yeah.
probably Rio is the one that listens to the most
and
pop.
he didn't submit, and I was like,
Exactly.
oh, I was expecting like Brat or
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
from
yeah.
like the Drake Kendrick beef or something like
Yeah.
that. And it's like, yeah, that would have made it on there. You could have put that on there. I put a Megan Thee Stallion song on there because
Yeah.
it fucking whips. So, but yeah, in the other league, one of the category we just did was jazz, and
Okay.
like
I know
half
exactly what I would say.
half
do.
of the
exactly.
half of
Really?
the songs were not jazz.
Really?
Like
What would they put?
they
Was
were
it
like
like La La
R&B.
Land?
No, they were
the
like
Mario
R&B.
theme
No.
song.
Yeah, they were like R&B and like soul songs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And it's like, no, this is like clearly R&B.
Okay.
Like this is nothing like.
What did
that.
you put in?
But the Spotify doesn't like
No, not
gatekeep
really.
any of that.
Well, it's just like they.
I
just,
mean, probably you could.
You could put
I
like
mean,
Crazy Frog in jazz.
these people just don't. Yeah,
Be like, this is jazz to me.
yeah. It's
This
like,
tempo is everywhere.
yeah. I just so like with this group, I'm just like I want to get in, like fuck it, I'm gonna get an easy win because I want the points or whatever. So I just picked Tank
Yeah.
from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that's great.
And it's like, oh,
that's a good one.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it's like okay, great. I'm gonna scoop these points up and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna get
Japanese
out of here.
jazz fucking rules.
Yeah.
Well, did you win?
I don't remember. I think I got like second place, or I tied for first and second. I think
Yeah.
something like that. But the other thing I was going to say is that I think I'm going to redo our league with fewer points,
Yeah.
so we can
And
just
less
share.
time in between rounds? Or
Yes,
yeah.
much less time.
Because we have it's like 6 days to submit a song and then 6 days to vote. Which I
That's
think
for
like
fucking ever.
yeah, I think that 1 week you could probably do both of
Yeah.
the sections
easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is cool. I think that the one that if I would have stayed away from is the comedy songs, because
Yeah.
we had one that was a comedy song thing, and I was like, oh yeah, this is fun, let's throw it in. But inherently, you're not only judging taste in music, you're also judging sense of humor.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was some hurt feelings after that one, where like, because our friend Jackie put in a song that was from a show that none of us had seen.
Okay.
And
I loved it.
yeah,
What
it's
was
totally
the song?
fine.
What
It's
was
a
the
great
song and show?
It's Becky Apples from Centaur World.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I
Don't know what that is.
Yeah, exactly.
but I literally I listened to it, and the comment I made, which I think she took personally,
Oh,
was
no.
my my
like
new
a-
favorite game is to try to guess what the show could possibly be about.
I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it
There's,
was-
there's a couple horses complaining about this other horse, Becky Apples, and
Yeah.
it's like how this horse stole her rider. So.
Yeah, and then you were because one of our other friends put in a song that's sort of like, I would say, like a aggro punk, maybe like metal influenced song about a detachable dick. And you were like, I hated that song.
I really did. I don't, because it wasn't really like, the guy wasn't really singing. He was just kind of talking.
Yeah.
And then there was like sort of like a background instrumental. And then the story was not amusing to me. And so I was like, this is not for me. I do not like this. And I was like, I know who put this in.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can't see who put it in?
No, you can't. It's all anonymous.
Okay.
It's completely
even better.
blind. So that way, your true
Alright.
feelings are going to come out, because
Yeah.
you can't just hate
I
it.
tried to be very polite about everything that I said.
Yeah.
I just wrote on that one, what a concept.
What a concept. I usually am very nice. I thought even my new favorite game is trying to figure out what this could possibly be from. I thought that was just nice.
What did
and
Jackie
funny.
say to you? You
She
can
was
talk about it off mic.
we can talk about it off mic. But yeah, she was just like she was like, wow, all these comments, because I think that she didn't win and she was expecting to win.
Aw.
That's
Why would you expect to win with that song? Nobody would've-
Too confident.
You're
There's some-
too confident.
There's so many
In that
obvious
context.
choices which were put in, like Lonely Island,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
somebody put in, and then I think mine was My Dad Is Rich by Danny Gonzalez, which is my
Do you
favorite
know
song.
Danny Gonzalez?
He's just he's like a commentary YouTuber.
Do you know Spooky Ho, the song?
No.
Oh, you're gonna have a great Halloween. Franco and I are about to send you like 4 songs.
Yeah, it's really funny because in the video for the last one, he was like, "You guys keep asking for sequels to this song. Songs don't usually get sequels." So, but I guess this is the last one. I'm not gonna make any more of them.
He's like 5 deep at this point, so.
Yeah. So it was pretty silly. Yeah, I don't know. I watch a lot of commentary YouTube. I don't recommend it, but
Yeah.
it's not like bad. It's not. I'm not like watching Mr. Beast or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not like highbrow shit.
Didn't he get into a huge thing recently, Mr.
Beast?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
Yeah.
Beast is hardcore.
bad.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
he got canceled.
I thought that he was bad just from what he was doing, which was using money to torture people.
Yeah.
Like that's not.
But
that's
then
not
he,
good.
well, like he both. It's funny because it's like he both uses it as like what was it, poverty tourism, but then also he literally tortured people.
Yeah.
Like he like put that guy in the isolation room or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a Geneva Convention violation.
Yeah, and he literally made a Squid Games. Like he
Yeah.
literally was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna use the Squid Games and we're gonna do it." And
It's
we're
gonna be great. It's like I missed the point of
Yeah.
this show.
I just like I wonder if he is as stupid as that kind of you have to be to miss that, or he was like, I'm in on the joke. This is funny. I
No,
don't
he's
know.
focused on that bag.
I think it's a third option.
I think every decision that you see Mr. Jimmy Beast make is like really calculated to get in that fucking skrill. Like that man loves money. He's all about that money.
Why? He has everything he wants. He
I
has
don't know.
enough that he can literally.
He built a town. He built a company town. He has like a
It's the
company
world
town.
we live in, Nick.
Yeah. Some fucking like YouTuber.
YouTuber robber barons.
Yeah. Totally. Yes. YouTuber robber baron is exactly what is happening nowadays. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Hondo P.
on that note, why don't we switch over to what we're going to do next month? So, Franco, we're going to need your help probably because we
shit.
actually
You got
don't
it.
have this locked in yet.
Got to pull up the spreadsheet.
This is going to be the longest part of this episode.
Yeah, just figuring
Because
this
you
out.
asked me this earlier,
It's-
and I haven't been tumbling in this in my head at all.
So, beloved audience, we are about to choose our next pairing for next month. The idea that Patrick and I sort of settled on,
Like a wine and a meat.
yeah, the pairing that we've settled on. The category would be movies that you would watch during holidays, but that weren't about holidays.
Oh, this was an Alice idea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds like something that
I think
Alice came up with.
because Alice and
Yeah.
I last year watched My Cousin Vinny for Thanksgiving, and we were like, "That's the perfect Thanksgiving movie."
I feel like
It
when
is
this
perfect.
I think this came up. Whenever this came up in the last episode that you guys talked about this, it was sort of like this is really subjective and like specific to groups and families and stuff like
and
that.
that's I think why we have had a hard time settling on a second one.
Well, because I don't think I have one that's not explicitly set at a holiday. Like I don't know if I have a movie that we just watched at a specific, like associated with a specific holiday.
Do you ever watch a holiday movie in a different holiday? Like I'm gonna watch Groundhog Day on Flag Day. You know, is that anything?
There's something. But there's other.
I've never really thought about Flag Day, I guess.
That's all right. And then you watch Flags of Our Fathers on Groundhog Day.
Okay, so what should we do? I don't know.
A Flag Day movie would be something that like Kirk Cameron made or some shit, like Pure Flix shit.
Yeah.
But I guess we could follow the theme of why is My Cousin Vinny a Thanksgiving movie to you?
explore
We could
that.
kind of track that theme.
Yeah. So for me,
Does it go back to your childhood?
no, not really, because I've only seen it a couple times, and it's not like something we watch every single year or anything. But it feels like a fall time movie to me.
Yeah.
It's about family, and it's just a movie that I think that a whole family could enjoy.
Should we
Like-
try another Thanksgiving themed movie that is about autumnal vibes with family and a lot of food?
I mean,
Is there food in My Cousin Vinny? There is. The grits.
yeah, the
famously.
grits, famously.
I'm looking. I just searched Thanksgiving movies, but it's giving some of like Fantastic Mr. Fox comes up.
Ooh,
It's got very good fall vibes,
That
but I don't
is-
think there's anything about Thanksgiving in it.
Yeah, no, Fantastic Mr. Fox I could see.
Adam's
gives it
Family
some-
Values. I've never seen that.
Adam's Family Values is technically a Thanksgiving movie, but I would put that as a Halloween movie. Yeah.
What about like
Speaking of your prompt earlier, that is a Thanksgiving movie I would watch on Halloween.
nice?
Yeah.
Well, there's some people didn't grow up with autumn, and so I don't. I don't associate it with. I don't associate.
I mean, it's
Thanksgiving.
set in the South, so it's not like it is autumn.
Well, it's not. It's not. It's set in like It's set in like a temperate part of the South.
Oh, yeah?
Where it's still like
Has seasons.
Because I grew up in the tropics in
Yeah.
Florida, and so it's like, oh yeah, there's,
Yeah.
there's no fall here.
So what is like what would you watch with like your extended family if you had like a get together or something?
Usually it's just some like my family constantly has shit on in the background.
Oh, yeah?
I think they had like The Matrix on the last time I was over. They just like had it on in the background.
I could see The Matrix being like a
holiday
Christmas
movie?
for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's like all of the Lord of the Ring movies are definitely Christmas movies because they all
That's
come
true.
out during Christmas. All of the Harry Potters are Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see Harry Potter. We could watch the first Harry Potter.
Christmas is tough.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do Christmas.
I wouldn't do Christmas either.
Aligned things.
Okay,
I mean,
what
there's-
Or any Harry Potter movies.
we could
Yeah.
change the theme because I just like My Cousin Vinny. We could also trash My Cousin Vinny for another time, but we could do something where
courtroom drama.
the courtroom dramas or like the woman saves the day because
This time the lady did it. Is that the vibe?
because in My Cousin
Women
Vinny
can be hero too.
break that glass ceiling.
Okay, sure.
No, but like My Cousin Vinny has that great monologue with her at the end. She's also the best character in the movie. By
Oh yeah,
far.
she's like the main character. It's
Yeah.
like sometimes. Or is she more like a Deus Ex Machina?
I don't know, but she demonstrates her intelligence throughout the whole movie, so it's not like it comes out of left field. And she demonstrates her expertise throughout the whole
She
movie.
does, but is she like the driving force of the different parts of the plot? Because she is very reluctantly dragged into using her expert opinion during the trial.
But that's because they had
by
a
Joe
fight.
Pesci.
Because before that, she was very supportive in driving, like with Joe
okay.
Pesci driving forward. But then they got the fight, and she was like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here." But then he drags her back and all that kind of stuff. Maybe, I mean, we could also trash this one and do another one, Patrick. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we should do My Cousin Vinny, if not just because it is a Thanksgiving themed movie for you, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the theme.
Right.
But I was trying to find other. I
Were
was
you guys
looking
talking
at.
about Moonstruck at some point?
I was thinking Moonstruck as well, but I'm not sure.
I'd love to watch Moonstruck. I don't know what the connection is because I've never seen either.
I feel like because it's a big family and it's like
Old-timey movies.
everyone together.
Yeah.
Tiny from the 1980s.
From the 1900s. So,
I mean, honestly, do you want to just do that one? Because I think I could also see that one as the
I mean, big
Thanksgiving
curly hair. Big curly hair could be the
Big
theme.
curly hair, share.
curly hair.
Because does she have big curly hair in My Cousin Vinny?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
got
that's her whole vibe.
glam.
Mhm.
And then
And then-
Cher as always.
Well, like I feel like Joe Pesci and who's the other guy?
Nick
Nick
Cage?
Cage. They're like the same person.
They do have a very
They got like a similar
Big.
vibe.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I'm over here. I'm walking here.
and it is Italian families, right? Because
Yeah.
in Moonstruck, it's Italian. They're Italian.
Do you
right?
guys ever
or are they
do-
Greek? I don't know.
I don't remember, but yeah, they're definitely.
When they make pizza, I've never
European.
seen it.
There is a
Italian
pizza oven.
American.
Italian American.
Yeah. Do you guys often do movies that you have one of you has seen at least?
Yeah.
I think every episode so far has been.
At least one of us has seen something.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I would. Those are both movies that I want to see.
Yeah.
So
I also think that is a great category. January, Patrick, we should do one that neither of us have seen either of them. And
like
just
that.
go in blind.
Had one of you guys seen The Witch or Kiki's before?
I
I had seen both.
had seen
okay.
neither.
There you go.
So there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Anyway, so there we go. We'll do Moonstruck and My Cousin Vinny.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Italian Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
baby. All right. Well, Franco, it was a pleasure having you on this month. We'll have you on again
Back in
soon.
the box.
All right.
Until
Bye.
the next podcast.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Movie versus movie. Movie versus movie. Movie versus movie. Movie versus movie.